festive buzz fills the air in Tsim Sha Tsui as revelers line the streets for the Chinese New Year night parade. The redeveloped Air Terminal 2 will commence service in late May, easing Terminal 1's holiday rush seen today as Hongkongers jet off to celebrate. And many choose to brave the rain to experience the time-honored traditions of throwing placards in Taipo's Lam Tsuen. Good evening and Happy New Year of the Horse. You're watching Cable News. I'm Jeremy Chu. As the opening act of an array of Lunar New Year festive events, the Chinese New Year night parade kicked off with a vibrant street party and a procession this evening, as residents flooded into Tsim Sha Tsui to grab the best spots along the route. Nearby restaurant owners were buoyed by the crowds, expecting business during the Spring Festival to rise about 30% compared with other holidays. Evelyn Bai shares more.
Hours before the parade started at 8 p.m., many had already gathered on Canton Road to claim prime spots, with folding stalls well prepared. This man said he arrived at about 1 p.m. after buying food, and he downloaded films and brought card games to pass the time. Watching the parade on television does not appeal. Arriving here in person is far better, said this man. This Chongqing visitor said this was his first time watching a parade with his family in Hong Kong, and he was impressed by the strong New Year atmosphere in the city. The parade started from Canton Road, then went along Hai Pong Road and Nathan Road, before ending at a Sheraton Hong Kong hotel and towers. This Cha Chan Teng manager said he believes the night show will bring booming business, expected to rise by roughly 30% compared with other holidays. He estimated that the restaurant would do well tonight, citing that on last New Year's Eve, even though there were no fireworks, they still operated until 2 a.m. to serve diners. Road closures after the float and performing groups are expected to remain in place until about 11:45 p.m. Evelyn Bai, Cable News.
On the first day of the Lunar New Year, the airport was packed with excited Hong Kongers jetting off for overseas holidays and others heading to home to reunite with family on the mainland. Cheryl Yun tells us more.
The departure hall was buzzed with families lugging suitcases and festive cheer, all bound for Lunar New Year getaways abroad or traditional reunions. Check-in counters saw long queues, with some travelers bracing for a wait amid the holiday rush. Smiling children darted everywhere, some shrugging off any worries about missing out on red packets while traveling. I already got all my licence, one girl said as she prepared to fly to Japan. I haven't counted them yet, but I think there are at least 10. Two young siblings heading to Beijing were especially thrilled. We're going to see the Great Wall for the first time and play in the snow, they said. Many others were making their annual trips to the mainland to visit relatives. We have family in Beijing, so we're going to see them and make dumplings together, one woman said. To mark the Year of the Horse, the airport hosted a special celebration, attended by Secretary for Transport and Logistics Mabel Chan and Airport Authority Chairman Fred Lam. In welcome news, Lam announced that the expanded Terminal 2 will officially open on May 27th, with 15 airlines gradually moving into the new facility. Chan added that the new terminal's launch will significantly boost the airport's passenger handling capacity, fueling further growth beyond last year's 61 million trips. Cheryl Yun, Cable News.
Festive atmosphere unfolded at Lam Tsuen Well-Wishing Festival in Tai Po as locals and tourists wrote down their wishes on placards and threw them onto the wishing tree to usher in the new year. Evelyn Bai takes you to see what's on their wish list.
The rain failed to dampen wishmakers' excitement on the first day of the Year of the Horse. At the Lam Tsuen Wishing Square, wish placards tied to mandarins were being thrown onto the branches of the wishing tree one after another as a signal of blessing. This year also saw more new faces, with foreign visitors coming specially to experience the age-old tradition.
I tried 3 times and finally I made it.
What wishes have you made?
I'm now practicing dragon boat, and so I wish to become a better dragon boater.
It's very exciting to start a new year and to have a new start.
I just made one wish.
What is it? Can you tell us?
To have no school.
This boy, visiting for the 9th year, landed a perfect throw on his first try
希望考試100分
and said his wish was to score 100 marks in exams.
今年少人啲嘅。
This man noted that there seemed to be fewer people this year, possibly because of the rain and more outbound travelers. But he said his mood was unaffected, and he expected the skies to clear later. Clement Wu, acting secretary for Constitutional and Mainland Affairs, also visited the wishing tree to throw a placard.
咁喺呢度咧，亦都係祝大家咧馬年咧就一馬當先嚇，馬到功成。
He extended Lunar New Year greetings to the public, wishing everyone a successful year of the horse, charging ahead and achieving swift success with vitality and spirit. The event at Lam Tsuen also features a Lunar New Year market and food court. It runs until March 3rd and is open daily from 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. Evelyn Bai, Cable News.
As Hong Kong ushered in the Year of the Horse, the city celebrated the arrival of 4 newborns, 2 boys and 2 girls, delivered at 3 different hospitals right at the stroke of midnight. At Union Hospital, a boy and a girl were born as the new Lunar New Year kicked off. The baby boy, the 5th child in his family, was welcomed with joy by his father, who described a large household as lively and warm. He said in this social environment, he just wants his children to be happy, joyful, and free from illness. That's the most important thing. The father of the baby girl born at Union Hospital by cesarean section, originally from Xiamen in Fujian province, moved to Hong Kong 2 years ago under the Top Talent Pass scheme.
我感受过mainland 然后 in Hong Kong 这种
He explained that his decision to move here was motivated by a desire to give his daughter more opportunities in life. At Kwong Wah Hospital, a baby boy was also delivered by cesarean section at this joyful moment. The mother said the pregnancy was not difficult, but undergoing the operation was tough. She has been in pain for 24 hours, but felt deeply emotional, crying many times throughout the experience. Meanwhile, at St. Teresa's Hospital, another baby girl arrived naturally, weighing 2.85 kilograms. She is her parents' first child, and they expressed their hopes simply. We wish for her to grow up healthy, happy, and bright. 2 blocks of northwest Kowloon's large-scale private housing estate, Mei Fu San Chun, have been hit by a temporary water suspension. The Water Supplies Department has deployed water trucks to assist residents and is also helping with emergency repairs. Water supplies gradually resumed in the evening. Water trucks were stationed along Nassau Street, providing supplies to affected households. The suspension began in the morning at around 11 a.m. after leaks were detected in the estate's internal private pipes, cutting off water to Phase 5 and Phase 6. Estate management said repair work was delayed during the Lunar New Year holiday as suitable contractors could not be arranged in time. Shops in the affected phases reported no disruption to their water supply, with some remaining closed for the holiday period. Delegations from Russia and Ukraine are preparing to meet in Geneva for another round of U.S.-brokered peace talks set to begin Tuesday. However, Ukraine warned that intelligence indicates Russia is gearing up for another massive strike on the eve of the trilateral negotiations. Cheryl Yun reports.
The two-day talks come just days before the 4th anniversary of Russia's invasion of Ukraine. U.S. envoys Steve Witkoff and Jared Kushner will represent the Trump administration at the negotiations as President Donald Trump continues to push for an end to the conflict. Ahead of the talks, Trump again ramped up pressure on Ukraine.
Ukraine better come to the table fast. That's all I'm telling you.
Meanwhile, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky said Russia was showing no signs of de-escalation, citing intelligence reports that Moscow is preparing new massive strikes on energy infrastructure. Zelensky stressed that reaching any agreements would be difficult while Russia continues what he called its evil actions. The Kyiv delegation is led by Rustem Umerov, Secretary of Ukraine's National Security and Defense Council, along with Zelensky's Chief of Staff Kyrilo Budanov. Moscow has sent Vladimir Medinsky, an aide to President Vladimir Putin, as its lead negotiator, accompanied by military intelligence chief Igor Kostyukov and other officials. The Kremlin spokesperson noted that the Geneva talks will cover a wider range of topics than previous rounds, with a particular focus on Ukraine's territories. Cheryl Yun, Cable News.
A new British think tank report stated that China's nuclear submarine production has surged over the past 5 years, with output now surpassing that of the United States. The International Institute for Strategic Studies made its assessment using satellite imagery of Chinese shipyards. It estimates that between 2021 and 2025, China launched 10 nuclear-powered submarines, including both ballistic missile and attack submarines, higher than America's 7 over the same period. Among them is the Type 094 submarine, capable of launching nuclear missiles, which is expected to enter service in the early 2030s. Beijing is also developing more advanced models, raising concerns that the rapid expansion of the People's Liberation Army Navy poses an increasingly serious challenge to the West. However, the report concludes that the quality of Chinese vessels still lags behind Western standards, and the U.S. continues to maintain an overwhelming advantage in the number of nuclear submarines currently in service. In the United States, a shooting has taken place inside a sports arena in Rhode Island during an ice hockey match. At least 3 people have died, including the shooter, and 3 others were injured. Large numbers of police officers surrounded the arena, cordoning off the area as investigators worked inside. The incident happened shortly after 2 p.m. on Monday in the city of Pawtucket. A high school ice hockey game was underway when gunfire erupted near one team's bench. One victim was pronounced dead at the scene, while another died later in hospital. The gunman turned the weapon on himself after the shooting. Police say their initial investigation suggests the attack was premeditated and may have been linked to a family dispute. Onto the weather now. Mainly cloudy, cool tomorrow morning, dry with sunny intervals during the day. Temperatures will range between 16 and 21 degrees. Moderate to fresh northeasterly winds. Now let's take a look at the weather around the world. That's our news tonight. I'm Jeremy Chu. Thanks for watching and good night.